one of the more popular studies that come out in the early 2000s, and one I've mentioned a lot on this channel, is the Tetris effect. Right now, this is one that I have a lot of experience with, just with how much I like to play video games, particularly like right before going to bed, and then also how much I like to explore the hypnagogic space. I've seen this one in action a whole hell of a lot, but this is basically how the study came together. So it was done by this guy, Robert Stickgold, who I guess at one point was really into rock climbing. So he'd be on the mountains all day, rock climbing. Also, getting very tired from all the physical exertion and being in the sun and stuff, which means when he goes to sleep, this stage one hypnagogic stuff would kick on a lot stronger, quicker, right? So it'd be a lot easier to notice. So what he started to notice as he was falling asleep, that he'd be seeing these images of himself rock climbing. Also, something else cool that they brought up in the book was that this even held true for amnesia patients. So he would bring in people with amnesia, and so every time they met, it was like the first time ever meeting, they would have forgot who he was. They don't know what Tetris is, right? Then they have to relearn how to play it. But even then, when they'd be playing Tetris a whole bunch, when they would go to sleep, even though they would have by this point forgotten that they were even playing Tetris, they would still dream of like these bricks and shit falling, which I thought was pretty cool. And then Robert also gives some credit to Freud, who, of course, kind of gets shit on all the time. But he said this gives some credence to Freud's theory that dreams are the royal path to the unconscious. And then something else here from Matt Wilson, who I mentioned a couple videos back. REM deals with older, more significant memories, when in early non-REM, so like hypnagogic stuff, we dream of immediate past events. So while I certainly believe that's true, and I've seen that in action myself, I also see hypnagogic as being more than that, where if you explore it a lot, it kind of just comes up as basically just the same kind of random background thoughts that are always popping up, which could be anything. Maybe it's more likely to be something that you were just doing, right? Because, if you're playing a whole shitload of video games right before going to sleep, well, then that's still going to be kind of playing in your head. But if you were just kind of having a normal night where you're going to sleep on a normal routine, if you watch Hypnagogic, I find that it's not so much me getting ready for bed or something. It's just the kind of random shit that's always popping up in my head that goes ahead and carries me off to sleep.